Prologue, June 30th, 12 years ago. Whizzing down the highway at top speed, Jamie ignored her speedometer and the night's heavy rainfall. The doors of her '97 Chevy Cavalier rattled in the wind. Find her. Now. Jamming the pedal closer to the floor, she curled her body around the steering wheel, putting as much distance between herself and the beach as she could. Through the windshield she stared, gaze ping-ponging back and forth, never blinking. Every thunk, thunk of the wiper blades cranked up her heart rate. She has to be somewhere. She's walking home, wet and scared and ticked off. 5 minutes passed without any signs of life, but her headlights glinting off the raindrops. They're going to kill me. Alyssa's silver charm bracelet stung her palm as she crushed it against the steering wheel. Where are you? Images flashed before her eyes. Disgusting, horrifying, insane, picturing the only logical conclusion. If I can't find her out here, that means... She rolled down her window and shrieked her cousin's name for the 1,000th time, again and again, until she was soaking wet and hoarse. I did this. Everything around her ground to a halt, though she hadn't removed her sneaker from the accelerator. She's gone. She's really gone. The road came into view again, just in time for her to swerve toward her exit. This is all my fault. Squealing into an empty Walmart parking lot, Jamie threw the car into its space at an awkward angle and zipped up her window. Though the night was hot and muggy, she shivered. Thunder rolled in the distance. Think. What should I do? Trees swayed in the breeze as she pondered her dilemma. She had no choice. She had to return home empty-handed. The bracelet bit into her flesh. Or at least they needed to think she'd come home empty-handed. If they saw the bracelet, and if they knew where she'd found it, they'd put two and two together and come to realize that Alyssa was gone forever. Her parents were already livid that she'd left this late at night. They'd be worried if she didn't return soon, and they'd grow suspicious if she stayed out much longer. If she kept her mouth shut, no one would know what really happened today except the two of them. Correction. Except her. And no one can find out. Ever. 1. Monday, March 31st, 7:53 a.m. Present day. The pit of Jamie Walker's stomach hardened into stone. She massaged the pain away and shifted her bulging box to the other hip, knocking her purple stapler off a stack of picture frames and onto the carpet. This is it. Highest rung on the ladder until Jones retires. Her boss scooped up the stapler and clicked it twice. You've earned this, kid. Make me proud. Jones patted her shoulder and pushed her forward. Go in. Make yourself at home. But don't take too long, 'cause we've got a deadline to meet. Jamie finished the popular office mantra for him, her plastic smile widening. He dropped a white paper on top of her box along with the wayward stapler. You know it. Here's the big story for next month. Take it or pass it. You can do that now, boss lady. Jones gave her a wink and trotted away while Jamie eased her armload onto a nearby chair. An eerie hush fell over her new office. An unwelcome contrast to the hustle and bustle of the bullpen on the main floor the lower-level staff shared. Before the silence seeped into her thoughts, she glanced down at the folded paper Jones had given her. A 2-page spread on missing children in New England. A 2-page spread on missing children in New England? A shudder erupted from her shoulders and zipped down to her toes, hardening the rock in her gut on its way down. Not on your life. Eric could sink his teeth into this one. He'd been begging for a cover story for months. She slapped the assignment face down on her desk, double-tapped a cheery playlist on her cell, and began unpacking her things. The dead silence soon exploded with a ringing phone, chimes of emails, and visitors from the main floor curious to inspect her new digs. Jamie plunged neck-deep into her tasks and lost herself in the familiar frenzy that summed up working for the New Englander magazine.